Luna just crashed 99% in a week. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, it is not my pleasure, but it is my duty to bring you an update on the situation happening with Terra Luna, UST, BlackRock, Citadel, a tweet from Charles Hoskinson, and U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, and how all of it has to do with the obliteration of tens of billions of dollars worth of investor value locked up in the Terra Luna cryptocurrency and the UST stablecoin. We're going to be discussing all of that and more in this video, so if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and strap in because this one is going to be a bit of a roller coaster. Without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. It all started on the 4th of May, 2022, when Terra Luna started going through what seemed at the time to be a regular drop from $88 down to what would end up turning into $79, $70, $60. And then on the fateful day of May the 9th, Terra Luna began a drop from $60 all the way down to 60 cents, and that would occur in just 48 hours. In that time, Terra Luna would drop from being in the top 10 to below rank 50 as it traded below $1 for a number of hours. At the time of recording this video, it has recovered and is trading at $2.54, if you could call that a recovery, but is still down 91% on the day. But looking at the last 24 hours of price, we can see it was not just Terra that dropped significantly. Terra USD also dropped 42%. The stablecoin that's supposed to be pegged to $1 is currently trading at 51 cents. This all started on May the 9th when Terra USD started to slip away from its peg at $1, lost its peg, and fell all the way down to a local low on May the 9th of 69 cents, recovered back to 90, and then would go on to drop with Luna down to 29 cents. 70 cents away from its supposed peg at $1. So what happened? How did tens of billions of dollars of cryptocurrency investor valuation slip away in just the span of 2 days? Well, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, may have an idea as to what occurred. And I quote, "So here's the word on the street on Luna. To rephrase that, here's a rumor that I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I figured I would share it with you." That's what he's saying here. To read this tweet, BlackRock and Citadel, two fund managers in the United States, which manage $10 trillion and $35 billion respectively, quote, borrowed 100,000 Bitcoin from Gemini. It appears in their loan book. They swapped 25,000 of that Bitcoin into UST. This was all done quietly in anticipation of the attack. When the time was right, they called up Do Kwon, the founder, at Terra Foundation and said they wanted to sell a lot of Bitcoin for UST, their stablecoin. As it was a large trade, they told him they didn't want to move the market and asked if he would like to buy their large block of Bitcoin at a discount for UST. Now keep in mind, Do Kwon has been accumulating Bitcoin. He's been attempting to get all the way up to $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. He wants to back UST in Bitcoin. Now, unfortunately, that vision may be in jeopardy. Actually, it most certainly is. But it actually would make sense that he would want to buy a large sum of Bitcoin like this. Again, all of this is speculation, all of this is rumor. I am not saying that any of this is true, but I do need to share it with you. Continuing on, Do Kwon took the bait. He gave them a huge chunk of UST, thus lowering the UST liquidity significantly. At that point, BlackRock and Citadel dumped all of the Bitcoin and UST, causing massive slippage and triggered a cascade of forced selling in both assets. The real problem was that BlackRock/Citadel knew that Anchor, which holds a lot of Luna, was a Ponzi scheme. That's another accusation that I cannot substantiate. I'm just reading this. They offer 20% staking APY for sake. And this crash would trigger more withdrawals than Anchor could repay. These forced withdrawals and selling would trigger a massive sell-off in Luna, thus further breaking the $1 peg and wrecking the market further. BlackRock and Citadel can now buy Bitcoin back cheaply to repay the loan and pocket the difference. Meanwhile, billions of longs and Bitcoin VAR were wiped out. This was pure market manipulation. I've said it a few times. I'm going to say it one more time. This is a rumor. As far as I'm aware at the moment, this is unsubstantiated, and I am not trying to spread a rumor. What I am doing is my job, which is sharing with you one of the potential causes of what is going on here. Because if we don't understand what happened, if we don't understand why it happened, then we cannot possibly hope to understand what will happen to Luna. And I know a lot of you guys are holding Luna bags that you would most certainly like to go back to where they were. We're going to talk about whether or not that's going to happen here in a minute. Now, what I think is important to note is that when you see a cryptocurrency stablecoin get away from its $1 peg, then you start to see a lot of fear. Terra USD dropped all the way down to 70 cents, and that definitely put a lot of fear in anyone who was holding that stablecoin. Luckily, it was able to recover to 90 cents, but the confidence had been shattered and it was not able to recover back to $1. And then once confidence is gone in a stablecoin, then all hell breaks loose and we dropped all the way down to 30 cents. Moving on here, you can see that there's another tweet from Charles Hoskinson here that says, the rumors floating around about how Luna collapsed so quickly all converge on the same reality that every DeFi protocol and cryptocurrency face. There is a massive attack surface for hackers and traders. If there is an exploit, someone will find it and someone will break it. Whether or not it is true that Do Kwon gave a lot of UST for 25,000 Bitcoin in return is true or not, it does raise a concern. If Luna recovers, will it still have, or even does it currently have the power to be moved that much by one man? If so, then we have to ask some very serious questions about how centralized Luna is. If Do Kwon truly is able to just say, here's however much UST for 25,000 Bitcoin, is that a system that is built on its own footing, or is that a system that can easily be turned on and off by a man named Do Kwon? I actually have a lot of respect for Do Kwon. I don't think that he acted maliciously, and I cannot prove any of these accusations that were made against him. But I do want us to understand that there is a very high calling for decentralization in cryptocurrency, and when we talk about projects like Solana and like other projects that maybe have concerns about centralization, it is events like this that lead us to those concerns. Decentralization is a founding principle of cryptocurrency, and if you lose it, then you will lose the integrity of your blockchain system, and then you will eventually lose the confidence of all of your investors, as has currently happened on Luna. Now guys, the rumors are running rampant. I don't want to give a lot of credence to this rumor because this is even more unsubstantiated, but some people are saying that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen ordered BlackRock and Citadel to do this. I don't think that's true. However, I have no idea. What I can say is that Janet Yellen, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, has been wanting to put a lot of regulations on stablecoins for a while now, especially algorithmic stablecoins, because of their more decentralized nature. Now she has ammo to start putting more regulations on stablecoins because she has a very strong argument to be made that stablecoins pose a major threat to consumer interest. I don't think they do. I think not understanding cryptocurrencies and not understanding what you're investing in is what poses a threat to consumer interests. But the federal government likes to play the helicopter parent, and Janet Yellen is definitely going to be having some more ammunition now that this has occurred. So be on the lookout for the next 6 to 12 months, frankly, even over the next week, for more talk about stablecoin regulation. You're probably going to see a lot in the news about Janet Yellen. So what do we do from here? Well, if you're holding Luna, my heart goes out to you. And I'm very sorry to say that I honestly, at this point, do not know if Luna can recover from this. I frankly don't think that it can. And the reason is, one, something, we don't really know quite what, happened in the technology or in the governance or in the development of Luna that led to a massive drop of 99% within a week. We don't know what caused it. Even if we did know what exactly caused it, it would still not help the fact that confidence in Luna has been completely and utterly devastated. It is non-existent. If you're holding Luna right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know to tell you whether you should sell, whether you should hold and wait for a rally. What I can tell you is that this is a good opportunity to learn. Everything's an opportunity to learn, and this is also a good opportunity to show your strength. Whenever a market goes through something like this, it is devastating. This is not the same thing as an 80% drop on Bitcoin where the fundamentals were the same. As far as we can tell, the fundamentals on Luna have been shaken in an potentially unrepairable way permanently. Bitcoin, that's not happened. The fundamentals have never shaken on Bitcoin, so we don't have that concern. But with Luna now, it has a blemish on its record. And if it's ever going to recover, there's going to need to be a lot of branding work done. There's going to need to be a lot of honesty from the Terra Luna team, the Luna Foundation, and there's going to need to be a very serious change in the way that Luna is operated and runs so that there is absolutely no doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this could ever happen again. If you see all of those things occur, then you might see a recovery on Luna's price. Maybe it jumps all the way back up to $5 or $10 as people buy the dip. But does it manage to hold that price level? At this point, I don't know. I honestly will believe it when I see it. At this point, you will not see me buying this dip on Luna. I personally think that would be a very big mistake. You could miss out on an opportunity by not buying this dip, but at the same time, the project did just quite literally go to $0. I also want to make it clear that I'm not throwing any shots at Do Kwon. I'm not throwing any punches at anybody over at the Luna Foundation. I don't have any reason to believe that Do Kwon or anybody at Luna was acting maliciously. I have no reason to believe that Terra Luna and UST is a Ponzi scheme. I have no reason to believe that it was any kind of scam or anything malicious. But what I do know is that it's very, very important that we vet our projects and that we understand how they work so that we can be on the lookout for these things. And sometimes you don't have the ability to know that something like this is going to occur. We didn't know that this was going to happen. Just by reading the white paper, you wouldn't have been able to anticipate this. This is a black swan event that nobody could have predicted was going to happen. So I'm not saying doing enough research would have predicted this was going to happen. But what I am saying is that what we can do, because we can't affect whether or not Luna is going to crash and burn, but what we can do is we can invest in ourselves, educate ourselves, become better every single day, make sure that we're not overly diversified, but diversified enough, make sure that we have our foundation in Bitcoin, because this is not something that can happen to Bitcoin. It is the only cryptocurrency that is truly 100% decentralized. And I just pray that you would look at everything that's occurred here as an opportunity. And one final thought, if you know anyone who was in Luna or who got someone into Luna, this could be a very dangerous time for them. I can't really get into what I'm talking about because this is YouTube and YouTube doesn't like us discussing these subjects, but it's important that we do. I think you can read between the lines. Anyone who had large positions in Luna, anyone who helped other people or encouraged other people to take large positions in Luna, or anybody who lost a lot of money today and yesterday, check on them, make sure they're okay, and you might save a life. Because unfortunately, during crashes like this, I've seen it happen before and I don't want to see it again, but it is dangerous. It is a matter of life and death in some cases. So please make sure you're checking on your friends and anybody you know who is in Luna. And if nobody is checking on you and you're in that situation, we would love to do that. Shoot us an email, support@cryptojeb.com. We are overwhelmed with customer service queries right now with the launch of Club DeFi's beta. I'm just going to be honest with you, but we will try to help as much as we can. Our heart is in the place where we want to help and we want to be there for you if this is something that you have struggled with. I just encourage you to look at this not as a loss, even though it is, but look at this as your tuition for your education in cryptocurrency so that you can go forward with new lessons and become more successful in the future. This doesn't have to be a setback for long. It's something that you can come back from. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Look at this guy.
He watched the entire video.
What a cool guy.
I think the next thing that he wants to do is hit the like button and then probably even subscribe to the channel.
And perhaps even comment down below what he thought.
That would be pretty cool.
Wow, what a cool guy.